At what age do you think children can be allowed to make decisions by themselves? Well, honestly, it depends on, you know, the gravity of the decision, right? I mean, as young as like 6 or 7 years old, I think it is reasonable for children to like decide maybe what they want to wear, what they want to do, like attending sports or learn new skills that they want, things that will be unlikely to you know make like leaving a long lasting effect, negatively speaking, on their future. However, for bigger, like a more like serious decision, then it's a very different thing, right? So, for example, let me think about it. Maybe, for example, choosing the school, right? Maybe some of them want to be homeschool, or maybe some of them want to you get my idea, right? So those things will, you know, those are very important things that can affect a person's life. So I'll say that, yeah. So, I would say that it depends on the gravity and the age of the children. I mean, if they are teenagers, they're obviously, more have more self-aware and can be allowed to make some bigger decision, like what subject they want to oriented, what jobs they want to do in the future, things like that, because it's time for them to be more responsible for their life. So it depends on age and the type of dilemma decision. Uh, how should parents help their children make decisions? Again, this is a pretty hard question because uh, you know I say that. Um, so, like, for example, if it's just like the way they wear or what they want to eat, I mean, I don't think they need any additional help for that. But for things such as choosing careers, choosing subjects to learn in high school is a different story and will require will require adults' interference in order to giving advice and guiding the youngster to a radical, a like reasonable, not not like that, but like you know to ensure the benefits. You get my idea, right? Maybe they can use their experience, their past experience from uh, from their mistakes or from their student life to help the children, giving advice and giving alternatives to their decisions and choices. Okay. Uh, how do people start a how do people start a conversation? I mean, there are a lots of way to break the ice between people. What I usually see is that maybe they will tr- perhaps try to find some similarity, if like if they share any hobbies or have any you know similar idols, musics, things like that. Things are that are generally universal to everybody. So that when people find a common ground, it will be easier to like open up, right? To talk and start a proper conversation between individuals. Or maybe the more straightforward way, just you know approach someone politely, respectfully, of course. Greetings, introduce yourself, and talk. But then again, it's also depends on the context. So, meeting a uh, you know an acquaintance, a strangers, will be different from meeting your new employers or your new employees or your boss, your manager, things like that. So, yeah. Why are some people unwilling to have conversation with others? I think it boils down to our society, our like, you know, the, mm, how we, like it's because of our society and our worldview when growing up, right? Because you know I think that people from the past, like the millennials, right, they will have less problem and are probably more willingly to start to have a conversation with someone else, even if they are complete strangers, because they are, I would say they are more social back in the day. However, in the contemporary era, with the advancement of technology, it's kind of hinder the social skills of the of the younger generation, right? So, for example, as mundane as talking to a uh, receptionist or an accountant, uh, you have a lot of ways. You don't even need to meet them in some occasion because they are like online shopping and other like you know um, you get my idea, right? They're like online shopping and other ways to buying stuff without actually interact with anyone. All you need to do is order your items from the system, and then they'll have shippers to deliver your items, right? So things simple as that really, like, you know it's kind of like, I wouldn't say overindulgent, but it's kind of make them lazy to actually talk, and it's also have to do with the social media, of course, because at least to my experience, people are a lot more open and a lot more like, you know like they seems to be a completely different person online. And because they can do any whatever they want, they can say whatever they want, they can do whatever they want, watch stuff, talk to anyone without any without even seeing each other face to face, things like that. But when comes to like actual uh offline face to face interaction, they lack the necessary skills to do so, like body language, how to talk properly, like politely, maybe, you know. So that's my point, right? They lack the social skill and the and their mentality is really different, because when you talk anonymously, you can say whatever you want, you can act whatever you want, become as unhinged as you can be. But when you're talking with others in the flesh, right, you have to consider what you say. You have to act certain way to maybe get their attention, or make sure that they're in the same page. So there is a lot of good things going on when you actually talk to someone in the same room. So yeah, those are some of the reasons I can think of. Describe a film character played by an actor or actress whom you admire. So I would like to talk about a very famous character in the media, and in the in the media, and probably in all cinematography history, which is Forrest Gump. So as far as I concern, Forrest Gump played by Tom Hanks, which is also one of my favorite actors. Is a main character in the movie with the same name. And the thing that makes him stand out is because he is present as a mentally disabled person, right? Um, he have some trouble with his mental health, right? So he almost always act like a child, even ugly child, like in his whole life. But at the end of the day, he become a very successful person because of his childlike nature, because of like how innocent he is, which makes coincidentally makes the things he do makes him very successful in lots of things. For example, in ping pong, right? Because he's like a child, he obey like grow ups, right? When you I like when my father scold my younger brother, or maybe when he order him around, he will do that thing, because I mean it's children, right? And they tend to follow what the adults say, because in their mind they think that the adults know best, which I mean pretty much most of the time, sometimes. But yeah, and that's what the point I'm trying to make. The coach said to him that always keep his eye open and focus on the ball, and because of that, he became one of the best ping pong player in the world. So things like that makes me admire the character. Uh, and in fact, I saw Forrest Gump when I was at my when I was in I think my the beginning of the 10th grade, and I have a lot of doubts in myself, and I lost track of who I am, and it's just have a lot of things going in mind. And when I see this character, and I see just being a good human, having humanity, being innocent in a world, in such a complex world, really doesn't hurt. It really doesn't hurt that much. And uh yeah, like that's my point, right? He's Because he's like child, he's innocent. The things he did is solely out of uh affection and generosity, things like that. He, did the thing he did because he believed it's good, and it just show that uh, you know, just because you have some trouble, you have some hurdle in your life, doesn't mean that you can't be successful. Doesn't mean that you can't be a good person. And Forrest Gump is a it is an stand as a shining example of that. Uh, it is interesting to be an actor or actress. I don't know because it's varied, right? Uh, the world of actors is I think it runs a lot on the sponsorship, right? The selling, people selling their faces, and so it can be interesting, but also can be very challenging, especially in a fiercely competitive environment like the Hollywood, for example. Even if this actor or actress is very talented, is can play almost any kind of character perfectly, they're not guaranteed to be well known, or not guaranteed to have a uh, successful career because they lack people who backing up for them. You know what it means. But on the like raw nature of this career, I would say that it's pretty interesting because the thing about acting is that it is a science. It's kind of like a science, an art of expressing someone else. I mean, that's the whole point of being an actor or actress. Your job is to portray a person, act like them. And I think it's just really interesting because it's also involves psychology, which I think is a very exhilarating subject. And so, yeah, that's my point of view in this job.